Hello students, this is for class 12, subject informatics practices. Students, myself Jagdish Kumar Yadav. As you are knowing that we have finished the syllabus of unit 1. In the last video you had learned about data visualization, and with that topic only we have finished all the topics of unit 1. Now we are going to start second unit, that is database query using SQL. So before proceeding to these topics of SQL, let us have a quick revision of MySQL, as I hope you must have learned MySQL in class 11. So the same thing you are going to learn here again with advanced functions and advanced query. So our today's topic is MySQL, a quick revision, and in this topic, under these topics you will learn the subtopics like database, what is relational data model, and RDBMS. So let us start. First, what is a database? Once again, you all know, already you have studied in class 11, but once again you should know, you should revise what is a database. So if we talk about a database system is basically a computer based record keeping system. Means when we keep the records using computer, any type of record in the form of tables, then it is called database. The collection of data usually referred to as the database. The data, the records which you have collected and stored in the computer, that is called the database, which contains information about one particular enterprise. Here you can say enterprise refers to any company or any school or any university. In a typical file processing system, permanent records are stored in various files. Means when you without database, without RDBMS, when you use the file system or when you handle the files, so in that we do not keep the records in a proper way. We store it in different files, several files. So that's what we are told. A number of different application programs are written to extract the records from files and add records to the appropriate files. Means when we have our records, our data in different files, so there are numerous applications by using which we can extract those records, those files, to keep them in different files, different other files. But here it is told that these systems, these different applications, various applications, are not so versatile, are not so enhanced applications to provide you the secure and related database system that were here given. That but this scheme has a number of major limitations. Which scheme? There is numerous application program which are written to extract records, this scheme. So this scheme has a number of major limitations and disadvantages. Now what are the limitations? Like if you extract the records using simple application program, then it may happen that there may occur data redundancy, data inconsistency, unshareable data, unstandardized data, insecure data, incorrect data. These are different problems, different limitations which can occur when you use the application, numerous different applications programs to extract your data. But when you use a particular database software like RDBMS, MySQL or MS Access, then it becomes secure. It provides a lot of advantages. Now here given that a database management system, when you have all these limitations in simple applications, so the solution for that is a database management system. It is the answer to all these problems, as it provides a centralized control of the data. As you can see, there are numerous advantages of database systems, like database system reduce data redundancy, it controls inconsistency to a large extent, it facilitates sharing of data, it imposes standards. Centralized database can ensure data security. Integrity can be maintained through databases. So these are the advantages when we use the database management system to extract any kind of data. But when we use simple programs, simple application programs to extract the data, then these advantages we don't get. These become the limitation of that simple application. Now further, here you can see relational. Now let us learn what is relational data model. If you have learned what is database, so in that you must learn what is relational data model. So first let us know what is a data model. A data model refers to a set of concepts to describe the structure of a database. The set of concepts which describe the structure of a database and certain criteria, certain conditions, certain restrictions that the database should obey. That is called a data model. So simply you can say a data model refers to a set of concepts to describe the structure of a database and certain criteria that the database should obey. Now here given most commonly used data model for database is the relational data model. The data model which we use to describe the structure of database, in that the most common used data model is relational data model. In relational data model, what happens? The data is organized into tables. Tables, if we talk, then you can simply say tables stands for rows and columns. So in this relational data model, the data is organized into tables, that is in the form of rows and columns. And these tables are called relations. In a database, when we create tables, these tables are called relations. A row in a table represents a relationship among a set of values, like name of a student, then class of a student, then section of a student, then roll number of a student, then the marks of a student. So all these data are related and kept in one row. That is called a record, and that's what they become relation. Since a table is a collection of such relationship, it is generally referred to using the mathematical term relation. That's why we call relational data model. So it is generally referred to using the mathematical term relation, from which the relational data model derives its name. Now I hope you have understood relational data model. Now let us see the terms. These terms you have already studied in class 11, but once again I am going to just give you a revision, a quick revision, so that you must know what are the different terms used in a relational data model. So the different terms which are used in a relational data model are: first, relation. What is a relation? A table storing logically related data. Simply, if you want to say what is relation, relation is a table storing logically related data, and in that data must be atomic in a cell. All rows of this table are distinct. Order of rows and columns is immaterial. Next term, that is domain. What is domain? This is a pool of values from which the actual values appearing in a given column are drawn. This is a pool of values from which the actual values appearing in a given column are drawn. Tuple. What is a tuple? A row of a relation. Remember, this tuple, it is the tuple in relational data model, and one tuple you have studied in Python. So kindly remember that, and this tuple is being used here in relational data model. Don't think that tuple. So here the tuple is a row of relation. A row of relation is generally referred to as a tuple. A row of relation simply is referred to as tuple. Attribute. A column of a relation. When we apply a column of a relation, then it is simply referred to as attribute. Degree. This refers to the number of attributes in a relation. Means how many attributes we have applied for the relation, that is called degree. Cardinality. This refers to the number of tuples in a relation. Number of tuples we have used in a relation, that is called cardinality. And you know already what is tuple, a row of relation. View, what is a view? It is a virtual table that does not really exist in its own right, but is instead derived from one or more underlying base tables. Means a virtual table which is derived from one or more underlying base tables. It is a virtual table, that is called view. Primary key, already you know, this refers to a set of one or more attributes that can uniquely identify tuples within the relation. Candidate key, all attribute combinations inside a relation that can serve as a primary key. It's all the fields, you can say, all the fields or data which can serve as a primary key, or in a technical term, all attribute combination inside a relation that can serve as a primary key are called candidate keys, as these are candidates for primary key position. Means they can take the place of primary key, they can be appointed as a primary key. That's why they are called candidate key, sorry. Alternate key. Now a candidate key is which is not a primary key. The candidate keys which are not the primary keys, they are called alternate keys. So a candidate key that is not primary key is called an alternate key. Foreign key, this already you have studied. A non-key attribute whose values are derived from the primary key of some other table. Means when we establish relationship, in that one table is base table, that is primary table, and another is foreign table. So that in the foreign table or in the secondary table, when we import the value or the primary key of base table, that is called foreign key, because the primary key of base table is going in the secondary table. So for secondary table, that primary key becomes foreign key. That's why I have given a non-key attribute whose values are derived from the primary key of some other table is known as foreign key in its current table. So these were the different terms used in relational data model. Now we have another term, that is referential integrity. If you remember in class 8, 9 and 10, you had established relationship among the tables. So that relationship which you have established in MS Access, here it is referred to as referential integrity. A referential integrity is a system of rules that a DBMS uses to ensure that relationship between records in related tables are valid. Means whatever relationships are established between the records among different tables, they are valid, that relationships are valid, and that users don't accidentally delete or change related data. Means if they once the relationship is established, so there are certain restrictions among the tables. Like what are the restrictions, you will come to know here. What are the conditions, what are the restrictions, and that only is called referential integrity. So it is a system of rules that a DBMS uses to ensure that relationships between records in related tables are valid, and that users don't accidentally delete or change related data. Now here given, you can set referential integrity when all of the following conditions are met. Means these are certain conditions required for referential integrity. First, the matching field from the primary table is a primary key or has a unique index. Remember this. A matching field from the primary table is a primary key, or if it is not primary key, then it must have a unique index. Second, the related fields have the same data type. Means whichever fields are related in the relationship, they have the same data type, like roll number in first table and roll number in second table. So if the roll number in first table is of integer type, so the roll number in second table should also be of integer type. That's what your condition given. Third condition, both tables belong to the same database. Means we cannot use the tables of different database. We should have both the tables in one database. Referential integrity can't be enforced for linked table from databases in other formats. Now these were the conditions which are made to form the referential integrity. Now when referential integrity is enforced, you must observe the following rules. These rules we find once the referential integrity is enforced. What are the rules? That you can't enter a value in the foreign key field of the related table. The table which you have linked, which you have related, in the foreign key of that table you can't enter a value. Remember this. So here given, you can't enter a value in the foreign key field of the related table that does not exist in the primary key of the primary table. If in the primary key it exists, then only you can enter the value. If it does not exist, then you can't enter. However, you can enter a null value. Null value is allowed. Then second rule, you can't delete a record from a primary table if matching records exist in the related table. Remember this. If the matching record exists in the related table, then you can't delete a record from the primary table. And the same thing happens with the second rule also here, third rule, that you can't change the primary key value in the primary table if that record has a related record. Means primary key cannot be changed in primary table. Why? Because it has been linked to some other table also, and that has become the foreign key in other table. That's why we can't change a primary key value. So this is about referential integrity. I hope you have understood. Now we have a quick revision to MySQL. As you already have studied in class 11, because it was the part of syllabus in class 11. But once again I am just going to tell you about MySQL and then certain commands used in MySQL. I will share you a video also which will tell you how to install MySQL in your system, in your computer system or in your laptop, so that you can use all the practical topics in your laptop. So MySQL, as you know, it is a popular relational database management system as MS Access. So MySQL, a popular relational database management system. MySQL is a freely available open source relational database management system, RDBMS, that uses structured query language, SQL. It is downloadable from the site www.mysql.org. From this site you can download it free of cost. That's why it is called open source. And for downloading and installing MySQL, as I told, I will share a video. You can watch that and install MySQL in your system. In a MySQL database, information is stored in tables, and that's what I told, tables are called relations. A single MySQL database can contain many tables at once and store thousands of individual records. You can have many tables in a MySQL database, and inside many tables you can have thousands of records. MySQL provides you with a rich set of features that support a secure environment for storing, maintaining and accessing data. MySQL is a fast, reliable, scalable alternative to many of the commercial RDBMS available today. Like earlier, the data were extracted using the simple database softwares, like if we talk MS Excel or Lotus, but they were not adequate enough to extract the data. That's why the relational database management system came, and among that MySQL is very much popular. Now we talk about MySQL database system. MySQL database system refers to the combination of a MySQL server instance and a MySQL database. As in the video you must watch that first we install MySQL server and then we can use the MySQL database. MySQL operates using client server architecture, in which the server runs on the machine containing the databases and clients connect to the server over a network. The server, now let us learn what is server and what is client, because we are going to use MySQL, and before using MySQL we must be aware about the server and client. So the server, MySQL server also called, it listens for client requests coming in over the network and accesses database contents according to those requests. Means what we have requested, we are as a client, so what we have requested, that goes to the MySQL server, and accordingly the MySQL server responds and fetches the data or database to the client. Now what is client? Clients are programs that connect to the database server and issue queries in a pre-specified format. These are programs, like we say ourselves as client, but we are not actually the client, we are the users. We use different programs and that programs are called client. Like if we are using internet, so we are not the client on internet, our browser is the client. In the same way, if we are using MySQL server, so for MySQL server the client is the program, what program you are writing, what application you are using to access the database, that program is called the client. So that's what here given, that clients are the programs that connect to the database server and issue queries. The client issue the query or program issue the queries in a pre-specified format, and according to the queries the MySQL server fetches the data. MySQL is compatible with a standard based SQL, that is structured query language. Means all the commands used in SQL are supportable in MySQL application program. So that's it for today, students. I hope you have understood. Next day I will talk about the different commands used in MySQL. I share you the video, you must watch that video also to install MySQL on your system. Thank you.